Hey, what's up, guys? This is Andrew with On the Gas Podcast. As always, my partner in crime, Ty. So, we're going to talk a little bit today about some topics in Supercross before the season starts, which is in a week. Awesome. Can't wait.
About fucking time.
I know, right?
Past a minute, I can swear.
So, with all the COVID bullshit and everything happening in the world, you know, motocross racing, it's one of the few pleasures left in life. So it's always nice to know that Supercross and motocross are still going to be a thing, at least. So we're going to go over a couple topics today. First one, we're going to go over Shane McElrath. So most of you know him. Shane McElrath was first was on TLD KTM for a few years and then switched to Star Racing Yamaha and was pretty successful with them. Recently switched to Smart Top Moto Concepts Honda for the 450 team and was looking fairly promising for this season, but has suffered a AC shoulder injury, which is too bad because he could have been a contender.
I don't even know who this dude is. I've been so out of the Supercross world for so long now.
Yeah, it's been a little while since Ty's tuned into Supercross, but
3 years.
Yeah. So Shane McElrath, he's about my age, about
old.
Yes, so 26, 20, like 25, 26, 27, somewhere around there. He was really good in the 250 class, and I was actually pretty excited to see what he could do in the 450 class.
Is this his first year up in the 450s?
Yes, it is.
That doesn't mean shit then.
In a way, no. But a lot of people said the same thing about a lot of other people that first moved up, and they just dominated. So.
It's at this point, though, the whole moving up to the 450 class, being good in the 250s with that translating is really 50-50.
Yeah, a lot of times it doesn't mean shit. You're gonna have a championship on the West Coast 250 and an outdoor 250 title. Once you move up, it don't mean shit, honestly, until you actually prove yourself in that class as well.
I mean, just look at Stewart. It took him how many years to finally start gaining traction, and his brother had to retire before that really even happened.
You mean Malcolm Stewart?
Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say James was pretty good right off the bat, but yeah, James was definitely one in a million. But yeah, so I'm disappointed about McElrath paying out. I kind of wanted to see what he won or what he could have done.
I mean, we'll still see. He's only out for the opener.
Yeah, that's what I've seen too. He'll only be out for the opener because it's just a shoulder injury. But being a rookie in the 450 class and missing the first couple of races, I don't see it as being optimistic as.
I mean, he still has a chance of ending up in the top 10. I mean, obviously,
for sure, yeah.
Unless he comes out and completely blows everybody out of the water, he's not going to beat those other top name guys.
No,
it's just not going to happen.
And the 450 field is so stacked now. It's hard for even a lot of the factory boys like Barsha to even. I
mean, even Barsha had a tough time adjusting to it in his first season
on Yamaha.
Yeah.
And Aaron Plessinger, Aaron Plessinger is a great example of being great in the 250 class and then just not having that same mojo in the 450s.
Yeah.
So
I mean, the bikes are different. You ride the track differently. Sometimes it's hard to adjust.
The bikes are faster. The competition is stiffer. You go for longer than you used to, like on the actual race, and you go double the amount of rounds you used to in 250s as well. So it's like a lot of them say it's a completely different ball game, and I believe that.
Well, I would, and I've never raced a day in my life on dirt, but there's a lot of things going up from the 250s to the 450s that you're used to just rolling over or singling the jumps, whereas you're going to start doubling those and even tripling them.
Yeah.
So you just kind of, they expect you to grow a pair of balls real quick. Lack of a better term.
And if you don't, you're out. Yeah. Tough shit. That's the name of the game in Supercross. You either prove yourself or you don't. Yeah. And they're very quick to boot you and just bring up this other kid that's been racing for a long time that's itching for that spot.
Yeah. So it's saying that it looks like he just has to go through some physical therapy, and he should be ready to go by the second race.
Okay.
Or hold on. He might miss all of Houston. So that will take him out for the championship, obviously.
That is what I read, is that he'll miss the Houston rounds. And if he does miss all of them, that'll pretty much take him out of the points running.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that considering it's his rookie year on 450s, like, you know, it's not like he's going to come out and just dominate when he does come back. So, yeah, that's too bad because I really enjoyed him. I really enjoyed watching him ride. A lot of times in the 250 class, he would just walk away from everybody. So, especially when he got on a Star Yamaha.
So explain his crash to me because I'm not seeing anything actually about it.
It was a practice crash.
I have noticed there are a lot more injuries in practice than there are in the actual races nowadays.
Yeah, so I didn't actually see it happen. It was from what I understand, it was a practice crash. So I couldn't tell you how it actually happened. I know just about as much as everybody else does.
Well, hopefully he gets better and he's ready to take on the rest of the season when he comes back.
Yeah, I hope so too, because he showed a lot of promise in the 250s. So,
well, hopefully we'll see him in Indianapolis.
Mm-hmm. All right, what's next? So we have the new GoPro ban from the AMA.
The stupidest fucking rule change ever.
Which I 100% agree with. As far as we know, it's mainly just for amateur AMA racing, which majority of the racing that I do, it's not sanctioned by the AMA anyway, so that rule don't mean shit to me. But a lot of the other big amateur races over in California and like Loretta Lynn's and all that, it does mean something there.
And that would be a hard rule just to enforce in the Supercross anyway, because GoPro is such a big sponsor by itself.
Yeah, that's my problem too, is if the AMA decides they want to keep this rule going and extend it up to the pro ranks as well. Yeah, GoPro is a big part of motocross and supercross racing.
But to clarify, it's not just cameras. It's anything else that attaches to the helmets.
Yeah, and key word there, attach, not fucking drill into the thing or anything.
But that's what made this rule happen in the first place, was people were drilling into their fucking helmets for no fucking reason.
Yeah, people are drilling into their shit and pretty much making it drilling into their helmets, like compromising the structural integrity of it, especially helmets that have gone through like Snell certification and all that. The ones that are like proven this will save you if you fall, you know?
Yeah.
And that shit, I agree, it's stupid. Like, don't drill shit into your helmet. Like, I sold helmets for a long time, and yeah, so did he. Yeah, I sold at a more small-time dealership, but
well, you sold at a dealership. I was a fucking parts store.
Yeah. But it's all the same when it comes to selling helmets. Like, we're taught, like, don't fuck with the structural integrity of the helmet, because once you do that, like, it makes a lot of like weak spots on the helmet.
Helmets aren't made the way they used to be either. They used to be kind of just thrown together. Now they're actually molded to that shape, and they get their structural integrity from being molded into that shape. If you compromise that in any way, the whole thing's trash.
Yeah, you're wearing a fancy hat at that point, so
that will probably end up hurting you more.
Yeah, so we understand that aspect, but the fact that they're banning everything that attaches to your helmet, so like GoPros come with various mounts that you just stick to the side of it or stick to the top of it, and I've seen numerous helmet cam videos where guy falls pretty hard and camera goes, just flying that way, and you see it hit the ground, and 9 times out of 10, guy's fine, and it's absolutely not, because
fucking shaking everything.
The camera being on the side or the top, just being stuck there, had absolutely, it did nothing to compromise the safety of the helmet.
They got afraid of sticky tape.
Yeah.
God hopes the tape is sticky.
Like, as... like... So,
I've only had one sip of beer and I'm already losing it.
So, I mean, just stick the GoPro on the top of your head and
with sticky tape.
Yes, with 3M double-sided tape, basically. But
or you can just do what my mom used to do and just take one piece of tape, kind of fold it back on itself, and then use double-sided tape.
Yeah, Scotch tape. Yeah. No, whatever GoPros come with, basically a double-sided tape that you peel the paper off of and then stick the mount onto. You know, there's nothing wrong with that. I've seen plenty of GoPro videos. Guy crashes, camera flies off, he's fine.
I can say for sure, even without watching the last 3 seasons of any racing besides street stuff, this is the stupidest rule change there's been in at least the last 10 years.
Yeah.
And there's been a lot of rule changes, but this has to be the stupidest one.
I think the gasoline lead ban was not as stupid as this, honestly. All right. Move on to another topic. TLD Gas. It is no longer Troy Lee Designs KTM. It is now a Gas team with Justin Barsha, Pierce Brown, and Michael Mosman. Pierce Brown formerly being on Troy Lee Designs KTM, and Michael Mosman formerly on Rockstar Husqvarna.
So, and this is the topic that I really wanted to get to. So, I want to start off by saying that months before it was announced, rumors came out. Rumors, in quotes.
Y'all know where we're going.
About Barsha moving to Gas. And he came out on Instagram and Twitter and all this, said, no, it's not happening. I'm happy where I'm at. And I think they were just trying to hide the fact that he was moving, but everybody could see through that bullshit. So then all of a sudden they come out with this big reveal, start posting everything everywhere, and everybody's not surprised. Everybody already knew what was happening, and it kind of just fell flat on its face.
Yeah.
It wasn't as big as news as they were hoping for, because everybody had known for months beforehand.
I mean, that being said, the reveal video that they made was fucking awesome. I loved that shit. But also what you said, everybody knew it was happening. Like, Barsha tried to get on Instagram on there and all that and just be like, no, I'm perfectly happy on Yamaha, which was bullshit, but...
Nobody's happy on Yamaha. Just saying.
I mean, they've had their success in the past, but in recent years, factory Yamaha, not Star Yamaha. Factory Yamaha hasn't really come to fruition much, especially in 450 Supercross. Even with a superstar like Justin Barsha on their team, Barsha couldn't get it done. Plessinger couldn't get it done. So we'll see if Bam Bam finds his inner fire that he's been holding back this whole time. We'll see if in Houston it just kind of releases and he. We'll see if it kind of releases and he can just pull off what he used to, which would normally be the season opener in Anaheim, and see if he can pull off a win there in Houston as well, if he's confident enough on the new bike.
I don't even think it's just the confidence on the new bike, though. I mean, Barsha's bread and butter has always been Anaheim, and there's no Anaheim this year, so is it going to be a rough start? Will he eventually get it, or will he just not get it at all?
He feeds off the excitement and energy of the crowd, like finally being back. Anyway,
he's gonna do it tonight. Later. No homo.
Anyway, TLD Gas, formerly a TLD KTM. So essentially, it's the same bike. It's
it's the same as the KTM SX and the Husky, whatever their fucking Supercross model is.
FC. Yeah.
They're all similar.
It'll be the Gas MC. Basically the same bike. So Pierce
the
Brown.
The only difference is really the subframe, right?
The subframe on the Husqvarna is different. It's carbon composite.
The only thing I know some people really like this about the new Gas, and one thing I really hate and I've always hated about bikes is how small they look. It's also one of the reasons why I don't like 4-strokes in general. 2-smoker guy. That's a 2-stroke. There it is. I don't like this gap that it leaves between the front tire and the frame. And their plastics are like non-existent.
That's a very European thing. They have a they have a very like cut and sleek look to them.
I don't think that's sleek. It looks lazy to me. That's just. And I mean, technically, gas is Chinese.
Well, they're bought by an Austrian company, so they're European now.
I think the main reason why they did that's easier to import into America from China.
Yeah, TLD gas. It's Barsha. We've gone over him. Pierce Brown and Michael Mosman. Pierce Brown, formerly on Red Bull KTM. Michael Mosman, formerly on Rockstar Husqvarna. So, not a whole lot of adjusting to do for them. It's relatively the same bikes. So, and it's still Troy Lee's team. So I think they'll do just fine, like they were before. Okay, next topic. Twisted Tea HEP Suzuki. That is now the factory Suzuki effort.
They're just going to start punching everybody with a can.
Yes, everybody on the track is just going to, when they can't get by somebody, they're going to have a can of Twisted Tea and just...
So I saw this meme today to go with the Twisted Tea thing.
Yeah.
It was a video of a guy on a motorcycle hitting a wall, and they kind of looped it. What's the name of that song? Oh, shit.
How's it go?
I can't even explain it.
That doesn't narrow it down.
Okay, I'll just cut it out.
Okay. Moral of that, there's been a lot of memes to come out of the Twisted Tea convenience store incident. So, and no shortage of them in like the motocross and supercross groups.
Oh, you know it's going to be the whole thing for the year.
It has been a lot already. A lot of the motocross and supercross groups on Facebook, they've already put out a lot of memes and everything about it. And so yeah, Twisted Tea HEP Suzuki, they're replacing JGR Suzuki as the factory Suzuki effort. That team will consist of Adam Echticknap, 7 Deuce Deuce, Max Anstey, and Brendan Hartraft. So, 7 Deuce Deuce, a lot of you guys know him because
I do not.
It's 7 Deuce Deuce. He's
There's a lot of Supercross people I don't know. Like I said, I haven't watched it in 3 years. I'm more of a MotoGP guy.
yes. So he tunes into street bikes and stuff a little more often.
Check out Northwest Ninja on YouTube.
Yes.
Self plug.
Get
Get yourself a pass while you're at it.
Yes, absolutely. That or a silver.
Sponsor.
That or a Silver City Tropic Haze.
Twisted Tea sponsor. I'll take it.
7 Deuce Deuce, Adam Echticknap. He is a supercross racer, but also a rapper.
All right, hold up.
And has made actually some okay tracks.
What's this dude's name?
Adam Echticknap.
Oh, there it is.
There you go.
I want to hear some of his music. I want to see who the fuck he is first.
Typical, just like that's kind of in his earlier years right there. He's been on Suzuki for probably like 4 years now.
At first I thought it said MX versus ATV. I'm like, okay, that's an old photo.
That's a Rocky Mountain ATV.
Okay.
So he's just like typical, just like Cali stoner dude. Basically, that's kind of the persona that he gives. So
I'm curious. There was one rap song that I listened to. I think it was by Trizzy K. Was that his name? It's called Motocation.
yeah, I think I heard that at one point.
Moto is my motivation.
Yeah. I heard that. Yeah, that was
a great song.
Yeah.
Better than Quad Up.
Quad Up was terrible. I hated that song. I like the intro to that song. That's what kind of hooked me to it because it's just the sound of like a starting gate. But then I heard the lyrics. He's talking about quads. I was like,
there's one part that I like. I can't remember exactly how it goes, but he's like, lime green Kawasaki trying to steal that part.
Oh.
When he's just matching all the brands with the colors.
Yeah, he's like... trying to think of it. It's a Honda behind me, Suzuki on the right, Kentucky blue, Yamaha creeping left side. I ain't letting any of y'all beat me from the line. Lime green Kawasaki try to steal my shine. Yeah, I remember that.
I do like that part.
that was okay. Yeah, he at least got that part right. But
I mean, it was very basic. So speaking about colors, real quick,
and
were you ever like me?
I didn't get the Kentucky blue Yamaha part.
That's what color it is.
They just say Yamaha blue.
Kentucky blue.
So
colors have weird fucking names, dude.
I guess, but yeah. Every time I like go to like design graphics or something on like Decal or Fusion Graphics or something, like every time blue comes up, there's blue.
Well, that's because that's just in context.
Like there's like blue, sky blue, Yamaha blue.
Yeah. But yeah, speaking about colors and shit, were you ever like me playing the older Grand Theft Auto games, going around collecting the Sanchez's and just going to the paint spray until you get the color you want and try and collect all of them?
Yeah.
Okay.
I did that
it
all the
wasn't
time.
just me.
Yeah.
The first safe house in Vice City I'd ever buy was be the one up by that dirt bike track, and then just store all the different dirt bikes in there.
Yeah, I did that.
I'm not alone. For one.
So, I probably said this 3 times now, but
Sorry.
Twisted Tea HEP Suzuki. That's the factory effort for Suzuki and Supercross now. It's not a JGR anymore. JGR pulled out, unfortunately, which really sucks because
Not the first team to pull out this season, though.
no, along with Factory Connection Geico Honda, which was even a bigger surprise. But
Tell you one person who's not pulling out.
you.
Yeah. Pull out game can't be weak if it's not existent. And wonder why I had a kid at 17.
Oh shit. But yeah, I'll miss JGR because they were in for a long time. They started as JGR Yamaha and then switched to Suzuki in like 14 or 15, something like that. So it was like one of the last factory efforts from Suzuki before they pull out completely. I feel like because seems like their R&D department over there at Suzuki Corporate doesn't really care anymore.
I don't care for that blue. I'm looking at the Twisted Tea graphics right now.
So that blue right there, that's old school Suzuki. Old school Suzukis used to be kind of a lighter shade of blue and yellow.
I know, just like KTM's used to be white. But I mean, I think that would just look better if it was black.
Yeah,
kind of like how it is on the gear itself.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would look better. I'm biased though. I like neutral colors.
Yeah, I do too. Which I see what you're saying, but they're kind of at the mercy of
that jersey.
They're kind of at the mercy of Thor because that's the gear brand that they rep, so they could just kind of wear whatever they're told. So yeah, that's too bad that JGR went under because they showed a lot of promise at one point. So all right,
next to go is Monster Kawasaki. Don't quote me on that.
Doubt it. As long as they have such a strong 250 program, and as long as they have Tomac, they're good.
Do you think KTM or not KTM, that Monster will ever drop fucking Kawasaki and go with somebody else? Because they have it's a Yamaha team, right? Because I know in MotoGP it's Monster Yamaha. Before anything else, I kind of want to just talk about this track.
The first Houston round.
Yeah. So obviously they're not going to be able to change it much throughout the 3 rounds.
They will a little bit just to try and keep it fresh, but
yeah.
there's only so much you can do. They proved that in Salt Lake last year.
Yeah. I mean, you go off the starting gate, wide left to the first rhythm section. It's a pretty decent rhythm section. I think this triple right here, right before crossing the starting gate again, I think that's kind of unnecessary. Because I know I've always hated landing into a jump, going around a corner, immediately taking off again. I think they could have gotten rid of that one and moved it over.
For like the non-factory 250 boys, I think most of them will probably take the inside on that corner and just double it, and then just C bounce over the last one.
Kind of just top it.
Yes, but with today's 450s nowadays, there's no reason that they shouldn't be able to just come out of that corner and be able to clear it.
Then you get into that straight, back left, tabletop, finish line. What is that, a mini tabletop?
It's just a wall jump, basically.
And another rhythm section. That's definitely a single right there. Single, double, single. And then double, single, or no, that one looks big enough that you could triple that.
Yeah, that one right there is a triple. And little kicker right there before the corner going back to the start straight.
Yeah. And then you get back in the straight, hit the section, tiny kicker, 180, and then that huge gap. I'm excited to see if anybody hit that.
So, like I said before,
250 guys are going to have to roll over that, but the 450 guys should clear that no problem.
Yeah, every 450 guy doesn't, they don't have an excuse. That should be fine. But
and thank God you can tell Ricky Carmichael didn't design this track because there's not 6 whoop sections. Thank God there's only 1.
Yeah.
I think whoops should be replaced at this point. Everybody knows how to ride them. They're not a challenge like they used to be.
Yeah, like before they used to be like an obstacle to actually slow things down a little bit. But
people have learned to get speed from them.
Yeah, at this point they just, over the past like 10 years, like, just they figured out just lean back, roll on the throttle, and just skim over them. And they're not an obstacle anymore. It's just I know I'm contradicting what I just said, but it's straight with obstacles.
Yeah, I mean, this right here, I'd rather see him go over that jump and then hit a triple section. I think that would be more entertaining than the whoops.
Mm-hmm.
Then you got this rhythm section, which from this picture I can't even tell what all those are. They just look like a bunch of singles, probably 5-foot jumps,
mm-hmm.
and then back around. I mean, it's a pretty decent track. I'm excited.
Yeah,
no Joker lane. I used to hate when they would have those.
The Joker lane. That was only for Monster Cup.
Back when I was a kid, they used to do a lot more than just the Monster Cup.
That was only Monster Cup. I promise you, that was a brand new thing in Monster Cup.
No sand section.
Which kind of surprises me. They've always had sand sections for a really long time.
I mean, there's just really no place where you could put one on this track.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe that 180, but then you lose too much speed to clear that.
All right, so with virtually no actual physical West Coast rounds, is there really a point to having East and West Coast?
Has there ever been a point?
There has. It makes it easier. Before, it made it easier on the privateers of each region to actually race Supercross.
Get sponsors.
Back in the old days, there was just the set Supercross schedule, and that was that. You either made it or you didn't.
Well, back in the old days, 250 was the big class.
Actually, 500s was a big class back in the day.
The 4 people that had a 500.
But yeah, back in the old days, like I was saying, Supercross schedule was set. That was that. You either made it or you didn't. And later on, they realized we're missing out on a lot of young talent because they can't afford to make all of these rounds and everything. So they separated it for the smaller class into 2 portions of the country, East Coast and West Coast. So for the privateers, it's still a good idea. For the factory teams, it doesn't mean shit because factory teams could afford to send them wherever if they wanted. But especially now, I'm starting to question this because there aren't any real like physical West Coast rounds. The closest to the West they get is Houston.
Indy.
Indy's like Midwest, more up that way. So
It's still closer to than Houston.
maybe by a couple hundred miles, but
That's a big difference to some people.
still, you see what I'm getting at.
Oh yeah.
So back then it made sense, and even today for the privateers, I get it. It makes sense, but
Are you playing footsies with me?
yes.
Wanted to make sure. Get back here. There you are.
But yeah, nowadays I'm like, especially with everything that's going on and having all the rounds like Midwest over to the East, I'm just like, what's the point in even titling certain races Midwest? Or, I mean, West Coast. So.
Are they doing that? Like, have they said exactly what they're doing with the 250s?
Yeah. They're still separating West Coast and East Coast, but.
Are they still having them to race the same amount of rounds? Or are they going to, like, do every other one? Because, I mean, I wouldn't mind watching 3 main events. That's just me, though.
Well, three main events would be a triple crown, but.
Fuck it. This season's already fucked up. Make every race a triple crown.
Yeah, that would be awesome if every race was a triple crown. I agree, but
Oh, Daytona.
Daytona, which is in Florida, which would be in East Coast.
Wait, were we talking about West Coast?
Yes.
Oh, okay. My bad. That's why I was like, what are you talking about? Yeah, West Coast. Salt Lake City might be a little bit closer.
So yeah, Salt Lake City is that's more towards the West Coast, but it's not.
Oh, this is the TV schedule. I thought this said on the second round Indy that it was going to be starting at 11 p.m. That's just the TV schedule. Sorry for the interruption. Why is everything fucking delayed?
Anyway, besides Salt Lake, there's really nothing else that could be really considered a West Coast round. The rest of them are much further east. So
I mean, everything's pretty much close together, so people aren't going to have to travel as much, which is a good thing, but also a bad thing. Less travel time, but less time to actually, see your family and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Some people relied on that during the season to see their family.
Mm-hmm. So we'll see what happens there. So what do we got next? We got
Dylan Ferrando.
Fernando.
Falafel.
Frenchie.
I will not French you right now. You didn't want to play footsie with me.
Next.
Broken hand.
Justin Brayton, actually.
Oh.
Justin Brayton has been racing for a very long time. He was replaced recently by Chase Sexton, a up-and-comer. Ever since Geico Honda folded, and it was Sexton's time to advance to the 450 class, they needed to figure something out for him, so they put Sexton in the 450 spot for HRC Honda to be Ken Roxon's teammate. So that put Justin Brayton kind of in a tough spot. He is now with McElrath Honda, which is more like a satellite team. So, kind of interested to see what he will do in Supercross this year. But best of luck to him. It sucks that he's not on a full factory ride anymore, like HRC. But yeah, best of luck to him. And Dylan Ferrandis. He seems to be doing okay now after a practice crash, breaking his hand. Just saw an Instagram post of him today riding with the caption, going out riding today on the bike today, which is a good sign, which means he'll be there for the opener and presumably for the rest of the season. Now on Star Racing Yamaha on the 450. He's going to be... I'm kind of in the middle with him. He was definitely quite the force to be reckoned with in the 250 class last year. Definitely made a name for himself, taking out Christian Craig and just straight up passing Jet Lawrence after leading the entire race. So I don't want to say, I don't particularly want to say takeout, because that's been kind of a topic of drama, but I mean, it wasn't clean, but it wasn't 100% his fault either. So
shit happens.
Yeah, shit happens, honestly. So
I mean, I don't mind when people rub shoulders every now and then. If they don't, it gets boring.
No, I mean, if you actually watched this crash happen, it looked like a straight up just dive under, just take out.
Oh, Bam Bam?
No, Dylan Ferrandis.
No, I know. He pulled Bam Bam?
Oh, in a way, yeah. But it was a full-on takeout. It wasn't just like a...
You know there's a reason he has that name.
Yes. It was a pretty gnarly wreck. And Ferrandis actually caught a lot of slack for it. And Ferrandis caught a lot of slack for that, and was seen as a super dirty rider for a long time after that. But we'll see if he keeps the same fire that he had in the 250 class onto the 450 class. But like I said before, the field is super stacked now. It's gonna be tough for him to try and dominate the way he did in the 250 class now. So with the likes of Ken Roxon, Eli Tomac, Zach Osborne, fresh off his
ET3.
Osborne fresh off his his outdoor motocross title. He's got a boatload of confidence from that. So we'll see what happens there. But he seems to be ready to go. So 450 championship predictions. What do you got?
I'm going with ET3. I mean, I've been a Tomac fan since he took over from Villapoto after he left.
Tomac was the... after Villapoto left, Kawasaki was like, well, we need someone just as good. So they...
And after all these years, he finally got a championship.
Yes. So
I have a picture of his bike on my phone that I took in person.
I do too. At Glendale a couple of years ago.
Supercross for me.
Glendale Supercross to me too.
Oh. Well, I meant like Seattle.
Yeah. There were plenty of times where ET3 he could have gotten a title, but just
choked.
Just choked or just couldn't.
So this is where I'm at though. I'm kind of at a crossroads because obviously, him being my rider, I want ET3 to get it. But at the same time, I wouldn't mind seeing Gas get it either.
So, Barsha.
Yeah. But you'll be able to. Because he relies on the 2 rounds in Anaheim, usually.
With Barsha, it's all confidence, I think. He's a talented enough rider. He could do it. He's just got to find the consistency and the confidence to pull it off.
Yeah. But... That's staying in. That's not being edited out. God damn. I hear that like it's in my ear. But yeah, so I wouldn't mind seeing Barsha get it. I know there are a lot of people that just don't like Barsha.
Just because he's aggressive.
Yeah. But I think, him coming up, that really changed how a lot of people were too comfortable, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
And so with him coming up with the aggressiveness he had, made a lot of people have to change. But, so yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing Barsha get it. I would love to see Eli get it again. I mean, especially with how fucked up of a schedule it is, how fucked up even just 2021 now has already been. It's been, 9 days? That it could go anywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, I know a lot of people are, they're the same 3 picks. It's Tomac, Webb, or Roczen. Who's going to get it? But who knows? Gas may be doing what everybody was accusing Villapoto of doing. Putting NOS in his bike. I can't believe that was a real rumor I fucking heard.
Yeah, maybe not NOS, but just somewhat of an unfair advantage of some kind.
Skill.
It was pure skill on Villapoto's part. I'll be one to say that. Villapoto was a very, he was just very consistent, very talented. So
it makes me think, a good straight rhythm battle, Villapoto versus Carmichael. I think Villapoto would take it.
I think so too, just because Carmichael's been out for so long.
And it's not just all whoops. Yeah. If it was all whoops, I think Carmichael would have it in a heartbeat.
Hands down.
But he would beat that thing in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
I fucking hate Carmichael.
In their primes.
On a standard straight rhythm, Villapoto.
Fuck, that's tough. I don't know. But there's a reason Carmichael's got 5 titles to his name. So. But then again, Villapoto's got 4 back-to-back, so. But yeah, my predictions this year, I'd really like to see Tomac get it again. It was a long time coming for him, and I feel like he's deserving of more than one because he's worked very hard to get to where he's at.
How old is Tomac now? I think we looked this up the other day.
How old is Tomac?
Yeah.
He's like my age, 27, 28.
I think he's older than that.
No, he's like my age. And then, I really,
oh, look at that.
Yeah, 28. He's my age.
Could have sworn he was in his 30s by now. Oh, wait. You're getting there.
Marvin Muskin, he's 30 or 31 now. I'd really like to see, so Tomac has one to his credit now. I'd really like to see Ken Roczen get one because he's yet to get a 450 Supercross championship.
He has an outdoor though, doesn't he?
He has 2 outdoor. He has one on Red Bull KTM and one on HRC Suzuki.
And Tomac has one of each.
No, Tomac has 4 outdoor titles.
Yeah.
But he only has one 450 Supercross.
Supercross and motocross are so different though.
2 completely different animals. Absolutely.
Motocross is more about speed, and Supercross is all about show.
So Supercross is all timing and technique. That being said, I'd really like to see. I wouldn't be mad at all if Roczen got it because that'd be great for him. Because if Roczen got a 450 Supercross title, then he could retire gracefully, knowing that he did it. He did everything he could.
There are some great people out there though that retired happily and never won a championship.
There are plenty of them too. But being at their level, they want to know that they succeeded in everything.
Yeah.
So yeah, my predictions for this year, I'm gonna say what everybody else says. It's down to Tomac, Roczen, Webb. Yeah. I'm just looking at it realistically. I'd love to see Justin Barsha put something together with his new team and pull something out of his ass and just take it. That'd be awesome too because he doesn't have a 450 championship either.
I mean, he's been in it not as long as everybody else. This is his 5th, 6th season in Supercross.
Barsha's been in almost as long as Tomac. Yeah, he's been in for a long time too. And that's the thing with me is I don't like to be like what everybody else says, oh yeah, Barsha, Webb, Roxon, they're all of them are going to take it. But I'm just like, I'm just thinking realistically, because Webb and Tomac, they're both past champions now. Roxon's not, but he's hungry. So, but you also can't count out Zach Osborne because he won the finale last year in 2020. Even though he didn't win the championship, he won the very last race, and then he also dethroned Tomac as a outdoor champion. So he's going to go into Supercross this year with that newfound confidence, knowing that he can be a winner. He can do it. So I expect to see Osborne being a heavy hitter this year as well. So
who do you think the top 5 are?
Who are the top 5?
Roxon, Tomac, Webb,
Osborne,
and Barsha? Or do you think Stewart would be up there? Or do you think he's starting to fall back even more? Because he's another guy that's been in for years and that doesn't have a title.
Yeah, that's another one. But he hasn't really proven to be much of a winner either.
Yeah.
Like
he's now just learning how to stay on his bike. So,
I mean, I was there live in Glendale when he broke his femur, and that set him back quite a bit. So, we'll see if the new Star Racing Yamaha ride kind of sorts things out for him a little bit, and if he puts something together and does well. And I sound like a broken record saying that for so many riders, but
I guess that's not what a broken record sounds like, but
Yeah, but the field is it's just so stacked now. It's hard to predict anything anymore.
And I would rather have the field stacked. Back in the early 2000s, there was 3 guys.
Carmichael, Stewart, Reed.
Yeah, I mean,
and Wyndham, but.
Well, and even in like the early 2000s, late 90s, you still had McGrath too.
Mm-hmm.
You had McGrath and Carmichael in the beginning, and it was like you knew one of them was going to win the race, so you really stopped paying attention. It was all about the battle for second or the battle of third at that point.
Yeah,
and that's kind of how it was for the last few years that I wasn't watching, or why I stopped watching.
Mm-hmm.
But now, like you said, it's stacked. There's a lot of good riders that now anybody can win it, and that's how it should be.
And a good portion of them, have won. So all of them know they can do it.
Yeah.
So